Good evening from Southeast Asia. Happen to be in Manila, Philippines. Metro Manila. Taguig. Makati. Whatever. Okay. Aliens. Do they exist? I'm not going to tell you. Does God exist? You got to figure this shit out for yourself. We have a giant collection of alien reports. We're going to read one. It's about the Philippines. This is location near Talisay, Philippines. Is that a city or a province? I don't know. It's about 100 clicks from here. Dang it. Date is April 25th, 1979. Time is 0400, which means everybody's drunk and everybody's seeing stuff. So we're going to try to figure out if this is crap or if maybe there's some credibility to it. Farmer Mamerto Dematillo. I know I screwed that up. Saw a bright light near his home and went outside to investigate. As I would, with a gun. He was surprised to see a saucer-shaped object hovering about 20 yards above the ground. 20 yards. Okay, see, we go through these and we look for bullshit. And we pretty often find it, like almost always. 20 yards. Okay, we're in metric country, So I'm wondering why he would say it's 20 yards and not 20 meters. It is a tiny little, just for the anal retentive people to bitch and pick at, but that's what we do here. Okay, he sees a saucer-shaped object hovering about 20 yards above the ground, apparently looking for a place to land. That's interesting. That's an interesting line. We go line by line, and we pick them apart line by line. Because what happens is if you read this whole report, or any report, if you read it straight through, you get to the end and you forget about the little details that might have been red flags. And you get to the end and you sort of put it all together, you generalize it, and you think, that could be true, maybe, really. But if you stop yourself at every indication of bullshit or something that doesn't make sense, then you get a lot clearer idea of the report. Okay, so this guy says it's looking for a place to land. Okay, how does he know that? I'm just I want to know this stuff. Is there little portholes and there's little pointy heads poking out, and they're pointing in the guy? There, Bob. Yeah, look. Go next to that tree. Go by that pig. Yeah, we land there. I mean, I guess, if you see a flying saucer and it's kind of going here and it's going there, you could sort of surmise it's looking for a place to land. I don't know. I'm looking for people who make shit up because I really hate it. Okay. The farmer followed the object and saw two similar UFOs about 300 yards, not meters, yards away, which had already landed. How's he following it? See, God, dang it, we need the details. Southeast Asia, I live in Southeast Asia. I have for decades. The Southeast Asians don't really believe in aliens at all. They're not really open to it. Hardly really at all. I make it kind of a personal study. I go around and I ask them, hey, what do you think about the aliens? You think they're real? And they'll give you a little pat on the shoulder. Oh, you poor dumb bastard. No, they're not real. They're only in America and they're only in the cartoons, Oh, we were so sad for you, you dumb shit. That's pretty much their attitude. So, anyway, we're in Manila. We're looking for, potentially credible reports of stuff that happened in the Philippines. Most of our audience is Southeast Asian. I don't know why, really. But, we're looking for stuff to give them something to think about. open those little brains and start saying that. Okay, whatever. So he's following it. What on a? Okay, this is 1979. What's he got? A quad, or a three-wheeler, or he's on a donkey, or he's just running behind this thing, or what? And then he sees two similar UFOs about 300 yards away, which had already landed. 300 yards away. That's a long way. That's 3 football fields. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe you got X-ray telescope eyes. I don't. 300 yards away, hell, it could be a house, could be a car, could be a donkey. I don't know. Okay, anyway, he thinks it's okay. Whatever. He hasn't been probed yet, so we don't really care. Each craft was resting on 4 legs, which were about 2 feet long, and a short ladder extended from the door to the ground. Now, this is good meaty protein here. Okay. Okay, first of all, each craft rested on 4 legs. Okay. 300 yards away. I don't know if they're huge, if they're the size of a barn. Maybe I could tell that they're resting on legs, but otherwise I'm going to see a blob. I mean, I wear glasses, but, maybe everybody else has vision that's just really, really, really stinking good, and mine is not. He sees 4 legs. Okay, here we go. About 2/3 of them, reportedly, have 3 legs. Some have 4 legs. Okay. I've gone into this in previous episodes in minute detail. Why would you have 4 legs? Why would you have 3 legs? I don't know. Some of them don't have any legs. Some of them have 1 leg. We don't know. But he could see that from 300 yards. So, okay. And also he says that the legs were 2 feet long. Could I? No, I cannot tell. My drapes are closed. I can't look out for a test. I'm imagining that's a long stinking ways, I'm looking for people making stuff up, making stories up. I mean, you get these stories sometimes. The guy says, "Yeah, man, they were 400 yards away, and I saw them through the windows, the portholes, and one had long teeth, and the other one had red eyes, and one had a little purple ray gun." And you say, "Bullshit! You can't see that from 400 freaking meters." Okay. Two. Yeah, take him at his word. 2 feet long, whatever. And a short ladder extended from the door to the ground. Okay, so this all sounds reasonable. I just question the detail that he can see at 300 yards. From each object, 2 humanoids came out and formed a circle. Wait a minute. From each object, he's talking about the 2 that are landed 300 yards away. From each object, 2 humanoids. Oh, I see. So there's 6 of the turquoisoids. The 6 beings were pointing in all directions and nodding their heads. Oh, God, that would just freak you right the hell out, wouldn't it? Oh, hell. I mean, that's just a bizarre, odd thing to be doing. I mean, right out of Invasion of the Body Snatchers, I don't want to see that crap. Okay, the 6 beings were pointing in all directions, so they got like a circle. They're all facing outward, and they're nodding their heads. That just creeps me out, I'm sorry. Which the witness assumed was some form of alien communication. Well, that's a stretch. I don't know. I mean, if they were just all facing each other and farting purple farts, that could be communication also. Why would they face away from each other and then nod their heads? Why wouldn't you look at each other? Because they're hell. The beings were wearing what looked like gray rubberized suits with brown belts, black gloves, and boots. Okay, the rubberized kind of tight-fitting suit things is really, really common. Brown belts, that's fairly common. Black gloves, somewhat common. Boots is pretty common. Very often they say boots with really, really, really thick soles. And I have no speculation. The humanoids were on the ground for about 15 to 20 minutes before they got back in their crafts. The objects then rose up into the air and disappeared at high speed. What about the one that never landed? What happened to that? I guess it just hovered around there. Okay. And we're supposed to decide if there's any possibility of any credibility to this. Well, we can't just dismiss it out of hand. We can't say positively, no, there's no credibility. So we can't delete it into the corn. We can say, maybe. Okay, the way we've always done this is we try to decide how much credibility something has. And we take a little commensurate pinch of sand, beach sand, whatever, and we drop it into a big bucket. It's like 5 gallons, 8 gallons. There's a picture of it on theyclaim.com with a cat in there pooping in the bucket like that. Okay. And if that bucket's ever full, then we say, okay, believe in aliens. And when I stopped doing these a while ago, we were at like 90.4%, as I recall. So how much sand can we give this thing? Well, there's no radar, there's no photos, there's no corroborating witnesses. There's, the guy didn't die of radiation burns. He didn't get probed. Not carrying no alien baby that we could dissect later. It's pretty thin. But it's kind of a credible sounding story. So I'm giving it 5 grains of sand. 5 grains. And you take them like this, and you hold them over the bucket, and you go, and they fall out. And sometimes, the wind makes some of them blow away, so only 3 of them go in the bucket, but, it's okay. Okay, so that's it for that one. Interesting. Philippines, or Talisay, Philippines. So next time, Filipinos tell me there's no aliens in the Philippines, I'll just, just refer them to this one. This will be number 273, episode 273 of this particular series of these alien podcast things. We've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these out there in different forms and formats, and this particular series that's going on the 10 Bears Travel Channel and some other places. They're going on alienanalprobe.com. They're going all around. We're at 273. Okay. So all tapes are copyright 2024 by Stock Photos Worldwide.com. That's it. We're done. Over our time. Stupid little report like that. Just a morsel, as it were. And it takes us, 5 minutes over our time. Okay. We're going to shorten all these up from now on. We used to do these, hour and a half, 2 hours. People don't have time. So we're shortening them up to, the target is like 8 to 10 minutes. Now we're at 15. Okay, that's it. We're done. Thank you very much. Good evening from Manila, and good night.